The Story of a Heroin Addict by Riley Stevens. Bye, Mom and Dad. See you later. Bye, Caroline. Have a good day at work. Be careful. It's raining out. Caroline gets into the car and walks away. Caroline speeds on her way to work and gets into a terrible accident and is rushed to the hospital. Caroline wakes up in a hospital bed and cannot move. I'm just so happy you're alive, honey. I'm so sorry, Mom. Doctor walks into the room. Hi, Caroline. How are you feeling? I'm in a lot of pain. Well, you fractured your back. I'm going to give you some morphine and hydrocodone to help relieve the pain for a while. Okay, thank you. The doctor hands the prescription to Caroline and walks out of the room. Caroline and her mom go to the pharmacy to get her prescription filled right away. Once Caroline gets home, she begins using the pills right away. She continues to use them all summer, but recovers and is able to go back to school in the fall. Once back at school, Caroline realizes how dependent she is on the opioids. Caroline continues to use the pills because she can easily get the prescription refilled at the pharmacy. Caroline comes home for winter break and decides to talk to her mom about the pills. Mom, I'm running out of painkillers and my back is still killing me. The doctor said your last refill needed to be your last one because he did not want you to get addicted to these strong painkillers. Whatever, I guess I'll just be in pain then. Caroline, stop. This injury is not going to ruin your life. Caroline decides that if she's not going to get the painkillers from the doctor, then she'll have to find another way to get them herself. Caroline calls up her friend Jack, who she knows can get her pills without a prescription. Hey Jack, is there any way I could get some hydrocodone or morphine? I'm still in a lot of pain from my injury, and my mom won't let me refill the prescription anymore. Caroline, I'm sorry, but I ran out of painkillers yesterday, but I do have something that's even better. Heroin is a way better pain reliever and a cheaper option. I can drop it off later if you want. Okay, that works for me. I just need something. Later that day, Jack drops off the heroin to Caroline and she goes inside to use it. Caroline uses the heroin and experiences a high like she has never felt before. The rest of winter break, she continues to get the heroin from Jack and takes it back to school with her. After a while, she runs out, and since she does not have a plug at school, she begins to experience withdrawal symptoms. She stops going to class and loses focus in school. Caroline's roommate Katie begins to comment on her appearance and her health, and that she is worried about her. Hey Caroline, is everything okay? You haven't been looking too good lately. Everything is fine. You know I've been going through a hard time ever since my accident. Can you just leave me alone? Katie leaves it alone, but calls Caroline's parents just to let them know what's going on. After talking with Katie on the phone, Caroline's mom decides she's going to go pick Caroline up at school and that she should come home for a while. Caroline's mom arrives at her dorm unexpectedly and tells her she must come home. Caroline, Katie called me and told me she's very worried about you. You need to come home with me right now. Mom, I'm totally fine. Nothing's wrong. End of story. You're coming home with me right now. Caroline goes home and her family finds out about her heroin problem. They're devastated because her injury has taken over her entire life. They decide to send her to rehab to get sober. After spending 2 months in rehab, Caroline is finally sober and feeling great about herself. It seemed like this was just a blip in her life and that no one would remember this a year from now. She was looking forward to going back to her old life and her friends and school. Once coming home from rehab, however, Caroline finds it really hard to avoid temptation in her life. After a few months of being home, Caroline gets invited to a party by some of her friends. She decides to go. Later that night at the party, she sees some of her friends shooting up heroin in the back room. It seems like people have started doing this since she'd gotten out of rehab. Caroline starts to feel very tempted. She tries to leave the party because one of her tactics she learned in rehab was to avoid the situations by leaving. As she tries to leave, Jack convinces her to stay and that it will all be fun and games. Caroline ends up using heroin that night. Jack convinces her that she can stay and just take a little bit and then she can leave. She takes it, however, little does she know, the heroin has fentanyl, a drug way stronger than heroin in it. She ends up overdosing at the party and dying.